नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णहस्ताय भूतले प्रभुपादति प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुभक्त शास्त्र विज्ञान दृढ़ साधना। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णहस्ताय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। मूखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं। हरे कृष्ण। So welcome back. Now we'll go on. We should complete this canto within the coming months. And then we start fifth canto. So we are studying canto 4, we are on chapter 30, activities of the Prachetas. So, okay. So we had, so that the Supreme Lord appeared to the Prachetas and he offered them a wife, right? He offered them so 10 Prachetas, all right? 1,000 sons of Daksha We're going to read about them in the next canto. I kept on, for some reason, I was stuck on the figure 1,000 Prachetas. So 10 Prachetas, and 1,000 sons of 1,000 sons of Daksha. Actually, 10,000 then 1,000. So their story will be in the next canto. So they are Prajapatis. They are all Prajapatis. So that's why they went out. Their father sent them out to do tapasya. And so that there is mind and sense control. And when there's mind and sense control, then good children are born. And children who are born out of lust, born without any planning, real family planning, all right? Not killing. Nowadays, when we speak of family, when we grew up, we thought family planning is killing the child and stopping the child from being born. But actually, this is real planning for the family. So from boyhood, all right, these boys were sent because now they're coming of age, right? And they can produce children. So it's not children not born out, by accident, planned. So how it's planned? So they have to remember the Supreme Lord. So their father, though he's karma kandiya, but he had a Vedic principle. So he sent the boys to do tapasya, mind and sense control. So they came in touch with Lord Shiva, all right? And they respected Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was very pleased with them. So Lord Shiva introduced who? Lord Vishnu to them, all right? So then, because of their tapasya, now Vishnu came. He appeared. And he gave them the benediction of a wife. So here we find that akama, sarvakamo, udarudi. Tivrena bhakti yogena purusham param. Jajate purusham param. Whether you're full of desires, or you're akam, or you want liberation, moksha, kam, whatever it may be, worship the Supreme Lord. So this is an instance. So they want to enter household life, grihastha ashram. So the Supreme Lord himself gave the wife. And so he chose. And the Supreme Lord chose the wife. So what can be more auspicious for a household than having the wife and the husband chosen by the Supreme Lord himself? So then, after they receive that benediction, so this is the culture. So they got something from the Lord, and now they are offering prayers. The prachetas are, this actually, everything is about culture here. So we go in front of somebody. So the Supreme Lord, they have a desire, and they didn't go, here's my desire, right? They write it on a sheet, put it, exhibit it, this is my desire. How the Lord knows? Right? We read. The Pracheta says, you know what's our desire. We didn't have to go and say, we want a wife. Right? We didn't go and say, give me a wife. But everybody knows why they went to do this tapasya. So they didn't have to go, open the mouth and say, give me this, give me this, give me. The Supreme Lord already knows. All right? So the desire was there, that's why I say the super soul is in the heart. And he smells the desire of the living entity, just like you have the fragrance of a flower. So the super soul is so subtle. So he knows exactly what you want. And very nicely, how they said that? Yeah, I think it's 29. No? When the Lord, out of his natural compassion, thinks of his devotee, by that process only all desires the neophyte devotees fulfill. So neophyte, all right, so it's not highly advanced. The neophyte, he has so many desires. As he becomes more and more mature, then he gives up all those little desires. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart, although the living entity may be very insignificant. Now this is very significant, right? We are insignificant, but the Supreme Lord, he sits with us, right? Who are we? Right? Who are we? But still the Supreme Lord comes with us. Yena upashanti bhutanam shulklakanam api ihatam anarhitaha antaridaye kasmad veda na asishaha. So we are insignificant, but the Supreme Lord is situated there. The Lord knows everything about the living entity, including all his desires. Although we are very insignificant, why should the Lord not know our desires? Why do you think the Lord is taking so much trouble with each and every one of us? Why is he taking so much trouble? Yeah. So well-wisher, that's like that's just a side thing, that he's our well-wisher. Yeah, so what is the basic principle behind, wherever we are going, the Lord is going with us. Whether we go to hell, he goes with us. We go to heaven, he goes with us. Yeah, why? Why is he sitting with us? Yeah, why he loves us?
Because part of
Yeah, because we are part of him, plain and simple. Right? Why is it that a father and mother care so much for the children? They don't care for their neighbor's children.
because we are
Right? But we are his. So he doesn't leave us. Right? So, natural. Doesn't leave us because we are. So wherever the child will go, the father and mother will always see. Right? Wherever the child is, you're always looking, calling, going, checking. Right? Every father and mother is doing this. Of the Lord, O Lord of the universe, you are the actual teacher of the science of devotional service. We are satisfied that your Lordship is the ultimate goal of our lives. And we pray that you will be satisfied with us. That is our benediction. We do not desire anything other than your full satisfaction. So also again etiquette, right? It's like the custom, like good manners also. You could say that you don't just go say, give me this, all right? So here, saying that we are satisfied. Whatever it is, we are satisfied. Don't be greedy. You go to somebody's house and you just ask, right? Give this, give me, right? Again, we are learning good behavior, proper, social interaction. We are satisfied that your Lordship is the ultimate goal of our lives. It's not true, actually. They want a wife. Right? Isn't it? They want a wife, but they say, we are satisfied. That your Lordship is the ultimate goal of our lives, and we pray that you will be satisfied with us. This is our benediction. We do not desire anything other than your full satisfaction, all right? That's how we talk sweetly, right? Dear Lord, we shall therefore pray for your benediction because you are the supreme beyond all transcendence. And because there is no end to your opulence, therefore, consequently, you are celebrated by the name Ananta. Dear Lord, when the bee approaches the celestial tree called the Parijata, it certainly doesn't leave the tree because there is no need for such action. Similarly, when we have approached your lotus feet and taken shelter of them, what further benediction may we ask of you? All right. Anyway, what to do? We talk one thing on one hand and then on the other hand we want something else. Dear Lord, I think that's where we reached.
Yes.
33. So let's read this. 36. Oh, okay. Dear Lord, as long as we have to remain within this material world, just see, now he comes to the real point, okay? You know, it's like you have a wedding card, somebody actually gave a wedding card like this. Spoke all philosophy, you know, and then says, but, you know, I'm a conditioned soul, and therefore, you know, I'm accepting a partner, so that's what it is here. You know, great jnani, right? We know how to talk nicely. Dear Lord, as long as we have to remain within this material world, due to our material contamination and wander from one type of body to another, and from one planet to another, we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for this benediction life after life in different bodily forms and on different planets. 34. Even a moment's association with a pure devotee cannot be compared to being transferred to heavenly planets, or even merging into the Brahman effulgence in complete liberation. For living entities who are destined to give up the body and die, association with pure devotees is the highest benedictions. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being, all right? Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another. Nor do they suffer from anxiety or fear. Text 36 now? All right. Yatra Narayana Sakshat Bhagavanyasinam Gatihi Samstuyate Satkathasu Mukta Sange Punah Punah. All right, so you can read. Huh?
Hare Krishna. Translation: The Supreme Lord Narayana is present among devotees who are engaged in hearing and chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Narayana is the ultimate goal of sannyasis, those in the renounced order of life, and Narayana is worshipped through this Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated from material contamination. Indeed, they recite the holy name again and again. Purport: The Mayavadi sannyasis are missing the real essence of Narayana. This is because they falsely claim to be Narayana themselves. According to customary etiquette of Mayavadi sannyasis, they address one another as Narayan. To say that everyone is a temple of Narayan is correct, but to accept another human being as Narayan is a great offense. The concept of Daridra Narayan, poor Narayan, an attempt to identify the poor with Narayan is also a great offense. Even to identify Narayan with demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is an offense. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devate Samavatveneva Viksheta Sa Pashandi Bhavet Dhruvam. One who considers Lord Narayan on a level with great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is immediately listed among non-believers. The fact is that by performing Sankirtan Yagya, one can immediately please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Narayan himself descends and immediately is present. In the age of Kali, Narayan is immediately present in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Concerning Lord Chaitanya, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 states, Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pango Shatra Parshadam Yagne Sankirtna Prayer Yagnyati Him Sumedashaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sing the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. After all, human life is meant for pleasing Narayan, and this can easily be done by performing Sankirtan Yajna. Whenever there is congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord Gaura Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his incarnation as Lord Chaitanya, immediately appears and is worshipped by Sankirtan Yajna. In this verse, it is said that Narayan is Nyashinam Gati, the ultimate goal of sannyasis. The goal of those who have renounced the material world is the attainment of Narayan. The Vaishnav sannyasis therefore dedicate his life to serving Narayan. He does not falsely claim to be Narayan. Instead of becoming nirvaira, non-envious of other living entities, one who tries to become Narayan becomes envious of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the attempt to become Narayan constitutes the great offense. Actually, when one chants or discusses the transcendental activities of Lord, he immediately becomes non-envious. In this material world, everyone is envious of everyone else. But by vibrating or discussing the holy name of the Lord, one becomes non-envious and devoid of material hankering. Because of our envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have become envious to all other living entities. When we are no longer envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there will be real peace, unity and fraternity in human society. Without Narayan or Sankirtan Yajna, there cannot be peace in this material world.
Very nicely, Srila Prabhupada is putting out a few points. The first thing is that Mayavadi sannyasi. So Prabhupada put on this Narayan, the name Narayan. So this Narayan, the Mayavadis, they say we are all Narayan. And what do devotees say?
We are Bhakta of Narayan.
We are? Das, yes. Narayan Das, right? We are not Narayan himself. But the Mayavadis say we ourselves, we are God. So therefore they address one another as Narayan, and specifically they like to say the poor people, they are Narayan. They coined this phrase, Daridra Narayan, poor Narayan. Anyway, you know, so the innumerable ways in which we can concoct. We take the seed, all right? We take the seed. I mean, like there's knowledge. How this knowledge gets distorted into total dark ignorance is amazing. Really amazing. Even the Hare Krishna movement, if we are not careful, we don't know what philosophy will cook up. You know? See, there are so many students. How do you think Upper Sampradaya and all that starts? There are so many students. They are attending the class. Everybody is understanding one thing, right? And somebody say, let me start my own program. And when he start his own program, he start reading, he start putting little bit change. And if that continues to the next generation, you don't know what he comes up with. So here, this Daridra Narayan came up. So that's why you always need real, what do you call the Senapati, right? The guardians of the Vedic knowledge. So even in ISKCON also, students, they take something, they make their own organization, and they have their own followers. I heard few people tell me, oh, this one, he started in ISKCON. A few people who are very famous in India today, having their own program, they used, Prabhupada's teachings, and then they say, let me make my own style. Heard like this, few of them. So that's why Prabhupada say his books will be the law books the next 10,000 years. Therefore we must study Prabhupada's each and every line. Sometimes something may not be relevant to us. We are reading, but it doesn't really strike us. But when the time comes, when you read, oh, that's what's going on. So here in this verse, the Supreme Lord Narayan is present among devotees who are engaged in hearing and chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you want to be in the association, oops, where did it go? The mic disappeared. Alright, I can't. Yeah, I'm not able to get it. Yeah, okay. Okay, alright. Yeah, so if we want to be in touch with Narayan, then what should we do?
Hearing and chanting.
Should hear about Narayan and we should chant. Alright? Then later Prabhupada speaking about this Sankirtan movement. So he brought out that this Sankirtan movement has been propagated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he quotes the verse. Yatra Narayana Shakshad Bhagavan Nyasinam Gati Samstuyate Satkathasu Mukta Sanghe Puna Puna. So, in this Kali Yuga, so Prabhupada is pointing out that Sankirtan Yagya means the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he quotes the verse. And just see. So Prabhupada speaks about this being envious. Alright? We read earlier somewhere, text 35. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being, right? Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another. So, and here in this purport here, saying that a Vaishnava sannyasi, so the goal of the Vaishnava sannyasi is who?
Dedicates his life to serving Narayan.
Yes. A Vaishnava sannyasi therefore dedicates his life to serving Narayan. He does not falsely claim to be Narayan. Instead of becoming Naivarya, non-envious of other living entities, one who tries to become Narayan
Becomes envious of the Supreme Lord.
Alright? Here we are. So everybody, is very nice to put up posters and slogans and quotes. We should not be envious of others, but then say, I'm God. Alright? I'm God. So therefore Prabhupada is saying, what's going on? Okay, all nice slogans, but you won't be Narayan, therefore you're envious of God. Alright? Envious of God. Therefore, the attempt to become Narayan constitutes the greatest offense. Actually, when one chants or discusses the transcendental activities of the Lord, he immediately becomes non-envious. In this material world, everyone is envious of everyone else. But by vibrating or discussing the holy name of the Lord, one becomes non-envious and devoid of material hankering. So, again and again, this point about envy for others. And the root of the envy is envy of the Supreme Lord Narayan himself. Alright? Anyway, more is going to come now about the relationship between Narayan and others. Because of our envy of the Supreme Person of Godhead, we become envious. Oh, here it is. Because of our envy of the Supreme Person of Godhead, we have become envious of all other living entities. When we are no longer envious of the Supreme Person of Godhead, there will be real peace, unity and fraternity in human society. Without Narayan or Sankirtan Yagya, there cannot be peace in this material world. Why is Prabhupada saying this?
Because if we become a devotee, then we will not become envious, and the root cause of fight is because we all envy each other. Because we all want to become Lord, because we are thinking that we are Narayan, then we think that I am Lord. The moment I will think I am Lord, I will try to snub the other person down. So envy will come automatically in the relationship.
Yes, so that's why we say bow down to the Supreme Lord. Alright? So, when we are chanting, meaning we are giving up our envy towards the Supreme Lord. When that envy is given up, then we are able to become non-envious of others. So, whenever we find envy among people, or animals and people, whatever, we should know where's the problem.
They want to become the Lord. They are envious of this personality of God.
Envy of the Supreme Lord. So therefore we have to fix that relationship. Right? That's why people don't want to bow down. That's why they don't want to chant Krishna's name. I just heard one video lecture by Radhanath Maharaj when he's speaking about oh God. Of course, it's relationships.
Compassion.
No. He's speaking about.
Compassion.
Don't tell me. I'll forget. The more you give me ideas, the more I forget. Anyway, it's gone. It's this point about peace and love. Anyway, I've lost it. And you know, it's like the older you get, the more the wind takes away. You know, one distraction and it's gone. So therefore, let's read and then we'll remember. That's why everything is put in writing, because we forget. This Kali Yuga. Okay, 37. Tesham vicharatam padvyam tirthanam pavane chaya viktasya kim narucheta Tavakanam samagamaha. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Dear Lord, your personal associates, devotees wander all over the world to purify even the holy places of pilgrimage. Is not such activity pleasing to those who are actually afraid of material existence? Purport. There are two kinds of devotees. One is called Ghostanandi and the other Bhajananandi. The word Bhajananandi refers to the devotee who does not move but remain in one place. Such a devotee is always engaged in devotional service of the Lord. He chants the Mahamantra as taught by many acharyas and sometimes goes out for preaching work. The Ghostanandi is one who desires to increase the number of devotees all over the world. He travels all over the world just to purify the world and people residing in it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, Prithvi te aache yate nagar adi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe moro naam. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his followers to move all over the world to preach in every town and village. In Chaitanya Sampradaya, those who strictly follow the principles of Lord Chaitanya must travel all over the world to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya, which is the same as preaching the words of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. The more the devotees preach the principle of Krishna Katha, the more people throughout the world will benefit. Devotees like great sage Narad, who travel all over to preach, are called Ghoshchanandi. Narad Muni is always wandering throughout the universe just to create different types of devotees. Narada even made a hunter a devotee. He also made Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad devotees. Actually, all devotees are indebted to the great sage Narada, for he has wandered both in heaven and in hell. A devotee of the Lord is not even afraid of hell. He goes to preach the glories of the Lord everywhere, even in hell, because there is no distinction between heaven and hell for a devotee. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga apavarga narkashve api tulya artha darshina. A pure devotee of Narayan is never afraid of going anywhere and everywhere. For him, heaven and hell are one and the same. Bhagavatam 6.17.28. Such devotees wandering all over the world delivered those who are actually afraid of this material existence. Some people are already disgusted with material existence, being confused and frustrated by material enjoyment, and some people who are intelligent are interested in understanding the Supreme Lord. Both may take advantage of a pure devotee who wanders throughout the world. When a pure devotee goes to a place of pilgrimage, he desires to purify that holy place of pilgrimage. Many sinful men bathe in holy waters of the place of pilgrimage. They take the baths in water of the Ganges and Yamuna at a place such as Prayag, Vrindavan and Mathura. In this way, the sinful men are purified, but their sinful actions and reaction remain at the holy place of pilgrimage. When a devotee comes to take his bath at those places of pilgrimage, the sinful reaction left by the sinful men are neutralized by the devotee. Tirthe kurvanti tirthani swanta sthane gadha brata. Bhagavatam 1.13.10. Because the devotee always carries the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, wherever he goes, becomes a place of pilgrimage, a holy place for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is therefore the duty of everyone to associate with a pure devotee and thus attain freedom from material contamination. Everyone should take advantage of the wandering devotees whose only business is to deliver conditioned souls from the clutches of Maya.
I think that we all of us, where's the top? Just find it. Just find it to the top. Just find it. Yeah, so I think all of us. Oh, okay. We got stuck here. All right. So I think all of us, we are aware of how difficult it is to, I think for ourselves, we know how difficult it is to become purified, right? How we are struggling. We are ourselves struggling, and we know everybody else is struggling in whatever level of self-realization they may have, development of Krishna consciousness. Everybody, each and everybody. So here, it's almost it's like an appeal, you could say, almost like an appeal that associate with devotees. That's like our only hope. If we don't associate with devotees, 100% we are going to go down, right? So whatever we may be, whatever level we may be, there's only one thing for us. It is association of devotees. And by good luck, there are some people who are ready to travel around. All right? So here, there's the Ghoshtanandi and there's the Bhajanandi. So the Bhajanandi, he's doing his bhajan in one place. But the Ghoshtanandi, he's traveling everywhere. And his desires to increase the number of devotees all over the world. Is it true that everybody is going to become devotee? No. right? Still he's doing it. Because we don't know what step anybody can take. Alright? So it's such a pain. It's actually such a pain to travel from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's like so many different situations. The travel itself is so difficult. Then the situation is difficult. But all this is being done only to give opportunity. That innocent people, the people in general, they can save somebody from going to hell. Now let's again go out in the street, just look at different people, how they look, what they are, right? Some of us are coming right from there, right? So this is what is being described here. When a pure devotee goes to a place of pilgrimage, he desires to purify the holy place of pilgrimage. Many sinful men bathe in the holy waters of the places of pilgrimage. They take their bath in the waters of the Ganges and Yamuna at places such as Prayag, Vrindavan and Mathura. In this way, the sinful men are purified, but their sinful actions and reactions remain at the holy places of pilgrimage. Right? They carry with them, all right? They carry with them what we call their anartha, right? So therefore, we go to a holy place, we say, what are they doing? Why is it that this holy place has become so contaminated, right? Let's see what Prabhupada is saying. When a devotee comes to take his bath at those places of pilgrimage, the sinful reaction left by the sinful men are neutralized by the devotee. I'm speaking in a practical thing. How is that happening? People from all over the world, they come. Mayapur, right? Ganga, Prayag, here Prabhupada is saying Prayag, Mathura, right? They're coming full of desires, but somehow they got that idea, at least among those in Bharatvarsh, they got the idea that if I take a holy dip, right, I can get purified. So that's why we think, is this holy place like Vrindavan right now? We don't know what it is, right? So much commercial, so much calm, right? It's becoming visible. But still, are the devotees not visiting? Every guru is going, right? Right? Every guru is going and every devotee says, no, I must go to Vrindavan. Nobody gives up Vrindavan or Mathura or Prayag. Nobody gives up. I don't know why. We could say, it's just another city, another town. But no, people are still going, right? Why? The answer is given here. Why?
गुरु लोग स्नान करते हैं जिससे हमारे कलुष दूर हो जाए. And the devotee takes part, the simple reactions of other people are neutralized.
So how is it here? So
They carry Lord in their heart wherever they
yes, they take bath. Prabhupada is saying they take bath. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani swantasthena gata brita. Because the devotee always carries the Supreme Personality Godhead within his heart, wherever he goes becomes a place of pilgrimage, a holy place for what? So, what are they doing, these devotees? They're just taking bath. What are they doing? They're preaching. Alright? That's why, everybody flocks. Everybody. Kartik comes, the whole world run. Why? Is it only to take bath? Everybody say all the gurus will be there, right? Right? In ISKCON, we say all gurus will be there. I must go, even though there's no place. Right? Somehow it has come into the mind, at least of ISKCON devotees, that we are going because we will get Sangha. Yeah. So wherever he goes, meaning the devotee goes, becomes a place of pilgrimage, a holy place for understanding the Supreme Person of Godhead. It is therefore the duty of everyone to associate with a pure devotee and thus attain freedom from material contamination. So it's not only that when you go to Vrindavan that you become purified. What is Prabhupada saying here?
Wherever there are pure devotees.
Yeah. Wherever sadhus are going, coming, immediately they will attract the devotees to come for Sangha. Right? So everyone should take advantage of the wandering devotees whose only business is to deliver a conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. So this is something that, I'm just saying it. So when your guru is coming, or any sadhu is coming, right? You should run. Or are you busy working? I'm just asking. Are you so busy working that your guru, they say like the planet moves, right? When the sun is coming, what should you do? Right? You should go and take advantage of the sun because the sun will set. Right? So similarly, when guru is coming, don't say I'm busy working. I have to maintain this one, that one, right? No. When guru is coming, we must go and take association because they are holy places personified. So nice. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani swanta sthena gada brita. So this is the prayer of the Prachetas. Text 38. Vayam tu sakshat bhagavan bhavasya priyasya sakushana sangamena suduschiktiksasya bhavasya mritryor bhikshatamam tvajagatim katasma.
Hare Krishna. Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Shiva, who is very dear to you and who is your most intimate friend, we were fortunate to attain you. You are the most expert physician, capable of treating the incurable disease of material existence. On account of our great fortune, we have been able to take shelter at your lotus feet. Purport. It has been said, Harim vina Harim vina na stritim taranti. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, one cannot attain relief from the clutches of Maya, the repetition of birth, old age, disease and death. The Prachetas received the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the grace of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the supreme devotee of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaishnavanam Yathasambhu. The most exalted Vaishnava is Lord Shiva, and those who are actually devotees of Lord Shiva follow the Lord Shiva's advice and take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. The so-called devotees of Lord Shiva, who are simply after material prosperity, are in a way deceived by Lord Shiva. He does not actually deceive them because Lord Shiva has no business deceiving people, but because the so-called devotees of the Lord Shiva wants to be deceived, Lord Shiva, who is very easily pleased, allows them all kinds of material benedictions. These benedictions might ironically result in the destruction of the so-called devotees. For instance, Ravana
took all material benediction from Lord Shiva, but the result was that he was ultimately destroyed with his family, kingdom, and everything else because he misused Lord Shiva's benediction. Because of his material power, he became very proud of puffed up, so that he dared kidnap the wife of Lord Ramchandra. In this way he was ruined. To get material benediction from Lord Shiva is not difficult, but actually these are not benedictions. The Prachetas received benediction from Lord Shiva, and as a result they attained the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This is the real benediction. The gopis also worshipped Lord Shiva in Vrindavan, and the Lord is still staying there as Gopishwar. The gopis, however, prayed that Lord Shiva bless them by giving them Lord Krishna as their husband. There is no harm in worshipping the demigods, provided the one's aim is to return home back to Godhead. Generally, people go to the demigods for material benefits, as indicated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20. Kamesteterha tagyana prapadyante na anya devata tam tama niyamam astya prakritya nityadhasvaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrendered unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations for worship according to their own natures. One enamored by material benefits is called Hritagyana, one who has lost his intelligence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scriptures, Lord Shiva is described as being none different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The point is that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are so intimately connected that there is no difference in opinion. The actual fact is Ekle Ishwar Krishna are Sab Bhritya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna, and all others are his devotees or servants. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 5.142. This is the real fact, and there is no difference of opinion between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu in this connection. Now, nowhere in revealed scripture does Lord Shiva claim to be equal to Lord Vishnu. This is simply the creation of the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva who claim that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are one. This is strictly forbidden in Vaishnava Tantra. Yastu Narayanam Devam. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are intimately connected as master and servants. Shiva Viranchi Nutam. Vishnu is honored and offered obeisances by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. To consider that they are all equal is a great offense. They are all equal in the sense that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and all others are his eternal servants.
Again, a very nice purport on this point about Lord Shiva and Vishnu. So, no harm, no problem in worshipping Lord Shiva. Why?
Because he's a
Hmm?
great Vaishnava.
If our intention is to go back to Godhead, and we ask that
Yes. Yeah, so we saw two types of people here who worship. Yeah. Ravan, right? Ravan worshipped Lord Shiva. It's okay. What did he want?
Material benefit.
Was it wrong? Yes. But we just saw here the Prachetas also want a wife, right? So what was the problem?
But Ravana didn't consider.
Yes. What? Misused. All right? Misuse. See, everybody wants material opulence, or do you want to be in the street? No, everybody wants to have a nice house, has sufficient food, has a nice vehicle, right? No problem about that. What happened with Ravan? He got it from Lord Shiva and he misused it. And why did he misuse it?
Because he got puffed up.
Yeah, that was the problem. He became so proud of his material power to such an extent that yeah, he didn't just kidnap somebody's wife. Yeah, so proud he thought that I, Ravan and Ramchandra, we are equal. Right? This is the level of pride and envy. Right? Here's a very good example of how, we can become so envious of the Lord that we think, see, the higher you go, the more you think you become equal with those who are high. Right? The higher the rung of society, the more you think this one is, equal to me, this one equal to me, right? So, Ravan saw that Ramachandra and I, we are equal. He has such a beautiful wife, I want that girl. Right? So, his power was given by Lord Shiva. But he misused that position. So then what else did we find in this? So misuse of power. Then, misuse of benediction. Then Prabhupada makes the other point about, so usually people, they prefer to go to the Devas rather than to Lord Vishnu for material opulence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scripture, Lord Shiva is described as being what? Non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what does Prabhupada explain in this connection? Why is Lord Shiva described as non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu? Why?
You're very intimately correct.
Therefore, no difference in opinion. Like, husband and wife, they must have one opinion, right? That's how we say, but ultimately, what? They're husband and wife, There can be no two opinion, traditionally, right? Like I remember one time it was an exam, it was a Bhakti Shastra exam, So it was a what do you call it? Oral. There's recitation, shloka, oral exam. So, I'm so innocent, frankly speaking. I'm so innocent. So I had a few sets of combinations of which shloka to ask who, which shloka they should recite. So then one devotee came in, so he recited, and then who came next? The wife. I immediately understood that the husband yeah, I immediately understood, and I said, oh my God, I never thought of this. But the husband has already told the wife which shlokas I'm going to ask. Alright, it's good. Alright, this is the example we are giving here. That Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, they have no two opinions. Therefore, they are considered to be one. They are non-different. What an analogy, right? It's amazing. So, but actually, just like husband and wife, are they one or they two? Two. They're two, right? But they are of one opinion. All right? You understand? So, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are two. But sometimes, so those who do not have sufficient knowledge, they say they are one. So nowhere in revealed scripture does Lord Shiva claim to be equal to Lord Vishnu. Who doesn't claim? Who doesn't claim that he's equal to Vishnu? Who? Lord Shiva doesn't claim, but who claim? His devotees. It's always like that, right? The person himself is not saying, but his followers, they are saying. It's always like this. This is strictly forbidden in the Vaishnava Tantra. Yastu Narayanam Devam. Is there any reason why Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are not to be equated? Is there any reason? But what does it matter? What does it matter, if we say that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are one? What does it matter? Does it matter?
Yes, it matters.
What does it, why?
Because the positions are different. Vishnu is in the transcendental world. It's from the milk and curd.
Yeah?
Milk and curd example. One is a master, other is a servant.
Yes, that's okay. But
He is Vaishnava, Mahajan.
One in opinion, but different personality, different position.
yes, now, so okay, they are different actually. Why is it important to distinguish between that difference?
Even the tattva, the Vishnu tattva, because Shiva is for this material world.
Yeah.
And Vishnu is the only.
Maya, whereas Vishnu never comes.
Yes, correct. Therefore, you can't put the two same. As we already saw, if you become a devotee of Lord Shiva, he's very merciful, but you'll stay here.
The positions are different. One is at the transcendental level and one is at the material.
Yeah, because you will remain in this material world. He'll be kind to you, everything, but he's the father of the material world. He's the source of Ahankar. Right? Shambhu. Therefore, to put the two on the same level doesn't serve our purpose.
That means for repeated birth and death, the only person to go is Vishnu only. Shiva. If you are with Shiva, that means you are going round and round in circles.
Yes.
But it's also mentioned, Maharaj, if one asks for bhakti,
Yeah.
Lord Shiva will direct.
Then, yes.
So
That
if
we
one
are
is
reading.
God bhakti of Lord Shiva, he also will be liberated eventually.
Yes. Meaning that if we know his position, therefore we go to him for spiritual advancement, like the gopis. They say, give me Vishnu as the husband. Right? No problem.
It said that whoever dies in Varanasi, Kashi, Vishnu, they get liberated. What is that liberation? Is it that Lord Shiva directs them to Vishnu, or
I don't know.
Even Bodh Gaya, that also is Shiva's place or is that Vishnu's place?
This is Bodh Gaya is Buddha, right?
That is Bodh Gaya is Vishnu's place.
Bodh Gaya is Buddha's place, right?
but also there is Vishnu Pad.
Yeah, Vishnu. Yeah, in Gaya also there is Vishnupad. This is a different place, right? So Gautam Buddha, he became enlightened under that tree. I just heard Indrayumna Swami explaining that there's a place where you eat that fruit. Just by eating that fruit, you become detached from material desires. You control your senses. Is that not good? Rather than you're eating and increasing your sense pleasures, right? Sense gratification. So here is a place where the fruits are such that when you eat it, you control your senses. So therefore, Buddha, he went to that place, he sat under a banyan tree, and he became self-controlled and he attained enlightenment. What is that enlightenment?
That knowledge body.
Yeah, it's the first thing, right? He understood that he's actually not, this body has nothing to do with this world, and we should come out from the cycle of birth and death. That's the beginning of enlightenment, but it's not the end, right? So Lord Shiva,
Gautam Buddha and one who got enlightenment is different from Lord Buddha, who is incarnation of Lord Krishna.
why?
They are different personalities.
Why?
Lord Buddha and Gautam.
Why?
We have seen it's one.
Why?
I don't know, I read somewhere that they are different. One is a story of a prince who became enlightened, who followed the path of Lord Buddha.
Yeah, just like you see here Lord Chaitanya, he appears as a Brahmana, right? But he's actually the Supreme Person of Godhead.
So that's the same story.
Yes.
Right, one then.
Yeah. So this Gautam Buddha, so he came to show us something, right? He came to show us something. So he's also like Shakyavesh avatar, something like that, Gautam Buddha.
Yeah, he's an incarnation of Lord.
Yeah, Shakyavesh avatar, meaning he's an Amsha, small Amsha. He's not the Purna. And he came to teach, I think something like Chala Dharma, meaning meaning that he employed trick, right? It's not the pure dharma.
His teaching was non-violence because of the killing.
Yeah. So he had to cheat those karma kandis, right? So he appeared that way. Yes, I forgot why we started speaking of Buddha. Why?
Because Mataji mentioned Lord Buddha.
What Buddha?
Bodh Gaya.
Bodh Gaya. I don't know why we spoke of Bodh Gaya. We are going.
No, liberation.
Oh, liberation. Oh, liberation.
So
Okay.
one
Kashi.
leads to another.
Kashi, Varanasi.
Kashi, Varanasi and Bodh Gaya. That's how.
Right. That's transcendental gossip, right? Okay. Yeah. So Kashi. See, there are. It's not that we just suddenly go back home, back to Godhead, right? We have read again and again, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavam Mam Prapadyante. So again, before we spoke about those Goshthanandi who are going village to village, town to town, right? Undergoing so much trial and tribulation. It's not that always that they're praised, and worshipped, right? It's not always like that. So many things are happening. So why they are doing this? To give that little chance to God knows who. So definitely, so if they go to Varanasi or Kashi, definitely that is a huge step. But I don't know exactly where they go. But definitely it is a huge step. So like even we say, Prabhupada, I heard Prabhupada say that, like he was asked that about the parents of the devotees. Like a statement is made that the parents of the devotees, they are also liberated. 7 generations up and down, they're liberated. So Prabhupada was asked this question, how is it that the parents, they get liberated? Then Prabhupada says, they get the opportunity to practice devotional service. Everybody has to walk his own path. Whatever tapasya you have to do, and this will come in the next verse. She didn't directly go.
She went first, in fact, before.
What did she do? You forgot? We studied the story of Dhruva. How did she go? Of course.
Told her son to
Yeah.
practice.
She told her son to practice, and then what more? Forgot? Yeah. She practiced at home. So much purport was given on this. Few things. First thing, she became detached from the family affairs.
She would also advise her son to go. Otherwise, if she was not attached to
She became detached, right? From the husband, from the co-wife, from the household, right? And while the little boy was doing tapasya in Madhuvan, in the forest, right? She was worshipping at home. Yeah.
So everyone has to work. It's not
Yes. Remember even Devahuti, right? Devahuti, she stayed at home, but she practiced. This is how it's meant to be for the women. It's not that the man, goes and takes sannyas and you are enjoying life at home. No? The woman, because she cannot go, her body doesn't allow her to go and live, in the forest, to walk the path, and it's risky, right? We already have examples, right? When women went in the forest, what happened to them, right? We already have examples. They get captured. Right? That's how Ravan got cursed. What's her name? Vedvati. Right? Vedvati. A woman. She wanted to do tapasya. A beautiful woman in the forest. Right? I don't know. Other examples are also there. So therefore,
Lord Krishna's wives were captured when they were going through the forest. When Arjuna was taking back Lord Krishna's wives from Dwarka
yeah.
to the forest, they were captured by
So again, so it doesn't mean that the woman will just stay at home and enjoy life, and doesn't work for her liberation. She has to work. That's why Prabhupada is making all the women work. Like all of you did so much book distribution, right? Did you do? Did you come and sit and talk to people, or did you just donate? This is one level to donate, all right? But to actually be there, approach one person, one, right? It's your false ego has to go down, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Right? To approach people, give,
parks and national park.
Yeah. Right. So the men are doing their tapasya, the women are doing their tapasya. It must be done. Because if we don't do tapasya, there is nothing. We will always remain Mrs. Lady, right? Isn't it? We will remain little Ravan. So the pride has to go approaching people, begging people, take to devotional service. And then, now this is like just something for us. Now all of you collected the donation, right? Then I had to handle this. That was another tapasya. Frankly speaking, it was another tapasya, collecting all those notes, counting them, banking them, and we're thinking, my God, these are all the karma of the people. Right? Yeah, whoever, they gave.
Yeah, for them to just take out 100 rupees for a Bhagavad Gita is like, you feel like अपने ऐसे ही दे दो इतना क्या for 100 rupees.
अभी तो 100 rupees नहीं है, ज़्यादा है।
Yeah, 200.
240.
Yes.
240. That's what.
230.
Yeah.
हाँ, तो इसके लिए तो I'm like okay, खुद से ही दे दो, बचा के भी दे दो.
No, so therefore Mirabai made everybody give 200, 300, right? But the book. Otherwise, as she's saying, they will give you 10 rupees, 20 rupees. Right?
If you say donation दे दो book के लिए, give them such fat book, they actually hand over 10 rupees.
Yeah, 50
No,
rupees.
हाँ.
No, so that's why.
25 rupees, 50 rupees, 20 rupees. छोटा book ले लो.
No, so therefore Mirabai just say, these are the lists, Gujarati, Hindi, English, these are the rates, how much you want to donate, right? And I'm just saying I'm saying to all of you, like, how we felt when we had to count that Lakshmi, bank it. We felt the weight. It's the karma of the people. Alright? It's the karma of the people you have to do so that they can get some benediction.
They don't understand.
But they have done. They have given. Each and everybody, So it's a yagya. That book distribution is a yagya. It is, what yagya is it? Sankirtan yagya. It's Swadhyay yagya. Then it is breaking our false ego. And actually a good thing is that people took books to read and they also donated. Alright? They donated for others. Now these books will be distributed. Right? Be distributed to others. So they are getting the benefits. So knowingly or unknowingly, somehow or other, their karma is getting decreased. All right, so anyway, Lord Shiva, finally we conclude. I don't know how we went in Sankit. Oh yeah, tapasya. The point about tapasya. That whoever we may be, we must do tapasya. All right. Okay, so Hare Krishna. So I don't know when we'll finish, but
39:40.
yeah.
Start.
Yeah, okay.
No, almost there.
Any more question, any more thing to discuss? Yeah, we are doing one. Anyway, we revised a little bit, no? We revised. So we have.
Just 10 more to go.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is that Prabhupada has put so much in the purports, right? So we can't skip. And how many times we know all these things? Did you realize, this difference in opinion? No difference in opinion. Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, right? Like husband and wife, right? That's how they should live, husband and wife. No two opinion. Then household life goes on smoothly. And again, this is very nice comparison. Vishnu is master and Lord Shiva is servant. That's how the household life runs. Somebody has to accept the position of servant. When somebody is taking the position of master. See, family life cannot run when everybody is a master. Right? It cannot run. Even in Gurukul also. Right? Somebody has to be master, somebody has to be servant. But it has to be done intelligently, properly. So therefore, I'm just speaking of family life. Husband has to be trained, right? If he is to take the position of master, he should be like Lord Shiva, right? The original husband is Lord Shiva, right? You forgot. I'm speaking of husband wife. Where husband wife? Only material, right? There's no husband wife in Vishnu Lok, right? Material world only is husband and wife. Original husband is Lord Shiva. Original wife is Parvati, and we know what happened between them, right? We read, right? When there was difference of opinion, remember? When there was difference of opinion, so many chapters she's saying. So that's the chapters of our life when there is difference between husband and wife. Why all this to show us, right? Anyway, Prabhupada concluded we are not supposed to live in this material world. We don't want, like Sati again took birth as Uma. Prabhupada said no, we don't want this. Though it's a very good, nice love story, right? Reunion between husband and wife in next birth, same husband, same wife. That Prabhupada said no. Right? Say we must go back home, back to Godhead. All right, so much you learn from one line. Difference of opinion.
But that story only makes you remember the whole thing, the difference of opinion. Otherwise, it just flies out of your memory.
Yeah.
But that story.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we can go back and study again the whole thing. All
That
right.
was very interesting though. The Prajapati.
Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Vamsakalpatarubhischa, Kripasindhuve evacha, Patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavibhyo, Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. I came from out and I ran in. Lucky you.